CC-T10-06. Evaporators in the vapor compression refrigeration cycle are supplied with liquid refrigerant in what way? Is it A, that has a high latent heat content, B, from the top of the coil, C, are liquid refrigerants fed to the evaporator from the bottom of the coil, or D, are liquid refrigerants fed coming directly from the condenser? Let's take a look at a snapshot here of our metering device feeding the first passes of the evaporator, and then of course the last pass of the evaporator entering the suction line. And what's going on there so that we can help answer this question? First of all, A, is the liquid that enters the evaporator having a high latent heat content? That's actually not true. The liquid that enters the evaporator through the metering device has a low latent heat content. Its job actually is to pick up latent heat as it absorbs heat from the medium to be cooled, typically air blowing across this evaporator. So A is not true. How about B? Do we actually feed liquid refrigerant from the top of the coil? Well, as you can see in this drawing, we're feeding liquid refrigerant into the bottom of the coil. And there is a reason for that, and it is a standard. Usually, we don't feed from the top of the coil, because if we were feeding liquid from here into the top of the coil, then it would favor a condition where gravity would pull liquid down and risk the chance that liquid can get slugged back through the suction line and pulled into the compressor. That could damage our compressor. In fact, C is true, that we typically feed liquid refrigerant from the bottom of the coil, as shown in this image. So our metering device is going to feed liquid refrigerant from the bottom up, favoring a condition where as we change gradually from a liquid to a gas, the gas naturally will move to the top and be easy to be sucked out by the suction line. C is the correct answer, but D we should rationalize and explain as being untrue. Evaporators do not receive liquid refrigerant directly from the condenser. We must never forget that there is a metering device between the condenser and the evaporator. So evaporators are fed directly from a metering device. Once again, your answer is C.